How did you first get into football? What sort of started that journey for you?
My dad is Dutch, and that's kind of the only sport you do in the Netherlands is football. So he just put my brother and I into it when we were young and fell in love with it and have played it since I was 4 or 5 years old. And even just at home in the garden all the time playing football. It was the only sport I really wanted to do. My dad likes to say that he started my football journey, but definitely he just always made it really fun. We would just play games outside, 1-2 touch against the wall, make competitions out of it. So they didn't force us into anything, but they made it really fun for us.
When did you sort of start thinking, okay, maybe I can take this a little further?
It's interesting because when we were younger, there was no women's football teams to look up to. Even we didn't have a team in New Zealand. Recently, the Phoenix have come into it. But even overseas, it was wasn't on TV. You didn't really see a pathway. And then I guess maybe when I was starting to get into the New Zealand stuff, under 15s, under 17s, you kind of see oh, these teams from around the world, there are women that play at a high level. And yeah, and I was kind of still doing well at that age and thinking, probably about under 17s level, thinking I could maybe make something of that.
Talk to me about Western Springs. When did you start playing club football there?
I think I was 4 years old, just the youngest team possible, I think, and then stayed for 11 years until I left. So yeah, it's a really cool club. I just love the community, and yeah, my dad and brother were playing there as well, so it's a little family event every weekend. Yeah.
Saturday mornings, everybody
yeah, Friday night, Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Yeah, everything.
When did what sort of, do you have any special sort of memories from your Springs days? Maybe tournaments?
Oh yeah, they had the under 17 tournament at Western Springs. That was kind of the biggest one in the country, I think, and that was always super fun. All your friends are there, and you had those big tents. You could go to the other clubs and see your friends from across the clubs. It was always a good experience.
Yeah. When you were playing at that, representing the first team there, did you ever sort of think about how cool that was that you were, playing for this club that you started at?
Probably in my last season, when I knew that I was probably going to leave after, you kind of get a bit reflective, oh, I've been here 10 years, and it was really cool to see that I'd gone all the way from the bottom, from the youngest age group, to then make the first team, and then kind of play for the region, and then you kind of go to the next steps. So seeing that journey was quite special.
You played a bit of futsal as well.
Yeah.
A lot of futsal. What sort of role did that have in your development as a player?
I think I started, it was in a football team. We had one training a week that was inside. It might have been due to not having a field available, something like that. And I just really liked it. It's brought out the stuff that I liked about football and concentrated it. It's the technical stuff, finding combination. It's very exciting. You can always score from anywhere. And yeah, I just really loved playing it. And I think it helped me with my technical ability as well.
Under 20 World Cup, talk to me about that. How special was it?
Yeah, because I went to the under 20s when I was, I think, 17 for the first time in Costa Rica, and I didn't play in that one. And so I was one of the younger ones, and so that kind of gave me a taste okay, next time I want to play an important part in this team. So then the next one was Colombia, and yeah, we obviously didn't do what we set out to do and didn't win any games or get out of the group, but for me personally it was a really cool experience, and we played some really good opposition, but I felt I still managed to do put on some performances, so I was happy with that.
I guess not many people probably move professionally, but to Europe, at the sort of age that you did. How did that move to Feyenoord come about? Because it's a bit of a unique pathway.
It started, so we had a coach at Western Springs. I think he's playing now for Auckland City, so he was my coach in the academy, and he was from Spain, and he knew a coach at Villarreal, which is a club in Spain. So kind of just before COVID really took off, I could go on a trial there. So I left, I had a 3-week trial, it was all good, visiting some family in the Netherlands before coming back, and then COVID explodes. New Zealand closes their borders, so we're okay, have to stay in Europe, can't go home. So then I was we might as well look at some other teams, see if I can trial anywhere else. And so managed to get in contact with a coach at Feyenoord in their youth academy, and I could trial with their under 20, under 19s team. And that went well as well, and I still couldn't get back to New Zealand, so I ended up staying there for a month or 2 months, and kept training with the team, and it was really good, good experience. They invited me to come back for the next season, so then finally we could go back to New Zealand, finished high school, and then like a week later went back and then stayed for the next like 3 years.
And so you signed into the academy?
Yeah, so I joined halfway through this season. Like once I'd finished high school, I went straight away, so like Christmas time. Spent half a season in the academy and then joined the first team for the one after that.
And did you feel like it almost felt a little bit like fate to sign for Feyenoord? I know your dad's obviously like a massive fan.
Yeah, so he grew up, or he went to university in Rotterdam, so in the city. So he would always go to the games, the Feyenoord games, in that stadium, like with his friends and stuff. So yeah, I think for him it was pretty special, especially when I signed my contract. It was in that stadium. I was doing an interview like in the stands, and he was kind of down there, and I could just see him out of the corner of my eye, like looking across the field. And I just have that picture of like, oh, this is where he was, like when he was my age, watching these games here. So the fact that I could then play in that stadium and like sign there was like really nice, nice vision.
What were some of the more like memorable games or moments or players that you came up against?
I think I had like a 1 month run of just like milestone after milestone. I think I signed my contract. I like made my first minutes, signed my contract, scored my first goal, like all in like a really short amount of time. And my parents like happened to be in the country at the time, so they'd been visiting from New Zealand. It's like fever dream of a month. And then like probably one of the highlights for me was playing maybe in the Philips Stadium, which is the PSV stadium. I think that was my first time playing in like such a big stadium with that many fans, and I was playing against India Paige Riley actually. I think I was marking her. So yeah, that was a highlight. And then the first time playing in the Cope, which is the Feyenoord stadium, was very special.
And it would have been around that time you got your first Ferns call up as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What was that experience like?
That was a last minute injury replacement call up. So that was like, I think I'd gotten a missed call from Yitka like in the middle of the night, and when I saw that I was like, okay, there's only one reason, like the head coach calls you like that. And then when I woke up and called her back, she like asked me to come. I think I was on a flight like within like 6 hours after that.
How do you feel that experience of being exposed to that level of football and just traveling to the other side of the world and taking in a different culture shaped you as a player and a person?
I think like the Dutch style of football kind of matched what I was already good at, like my strengths. So like we did a lot of positional work, like tactical play, technique was very important. And I think going through the academy was important as well, because it kind of gave me a stepping stone to go to the first team. Like when I first came in, I felt like I was learning football for the first time again, like all the new tactics and just like different style. But yeah, having the 6 months, like half a season, and then into the first team, that was important for me.
You took a couple windows, I think, of being with the Ferns before you got your first minutes. How'd that feel to come on and represent your country at the senior level for the first time?
Yeah, I think as Jenny says a lot, it's like a pivotal moment in your career. Like you only get one debut, and your first international game is like, you hope that sets you off on a pathway like with the team. So yeah, very special moment for anybody.
You sort of mentioned it a bit before, but like when you were growing up, there weren't really those professional women's teams to look up to, certainly not like locally.
Yeah.
So is that a little bit of a full circle moment for you to now be back playing pro in New Zealand?
Yeah, I think like when I was younger, I think I've been to a Phoenix game like at that age, and it was obviously a men's game. And now having a women's team is so important in this country. Like when we play in Sky Stadium or even Pro River Park, like you see these young girls, like these young kids watching you, and like we never had that at that age.
Why do you feel like this was sort of the right time to come back to the Phoenix or come back to New Zealand?
Yeah, I still had a bit of time left on my contract at Feyenoord, but I wasn't playing as consistent minutes as I would have liked, like for this team, for the Ferns as well, like in the same position in the midfield. And I just thought, like now is an important time for me to, like at my age, to keep developing and have some more momentum, consistent minutes. And the Phoenix had some injuries, obviously, and they were looking for replacements. So when I found out they were interested, yeah, I wanted to take that opportunity. And knowing that Bev was coming in as the coach kind of did make me pay more attention to the Phoenix, like seeing the more that they were investing into the club. And she obviously has a lot of experience and a very good coach. And I thought I could learn from her as well.
And your journey is kind of unique in the fact that you came up through one club in New Zealand, through Springs. Do you think that sort of pathway, I guess, could inspire young girls, boys around the country, like show you don't have to leave home to make it big? Like, what does that sort of
Yeah.
mean to you?
I think something that was different in my journey as well is that I didn't move straight into a pro environment. Like I did move into an academy overseas, which you don't really hear a lot like of that story happening. And I think because it is a risk, like if you go over without a contract, you do put yourself at risk if you then don't make the first team to kind of be a bit stranded. But I'm very glad I took that risk and it did work out for me in the end. So it's kind of, yeah, you have to trust yourself. If you think you're good enough, put yourself in that situation, you never know what can happen.
What sort of messages or words of advice would you give a young Emma Pijnenburg?
I don't know if I would say anything because I wouldn't want to like change anything that I did in my journey. Like probably at 10 years old, I wasn't thinking like professional football or anything. I was kind of taking it one season at a time. I think I was playing with the boys at the time, and like just kind of going through the like season by season. But yeah, just like keep improving, just focus on yourself. Like if you can't see the end picture, just focus on like what you can do now. Like look at the next thing and just keep developing.
You sort of mentioned it before, you know, first generation Kiwi. Have you spoken with your parents, or like, do you know how sort of proud they are that you're able to represent this sort of new home?
Well, I guess my parents didn't, like they're not from New Zealand originally. My mum was living here. She moved to New Zealand when she was my age. And then my dad moved over with her and like started a family in New Zealand. And like for me, I've always, like not having the Kiwi blood in me, I used to be a bit like, oh, do I really belong? Am I really a Kiwi? But like every time you come to the Ferns, every time you play for New Zealand, just shows, like it shows me and reminds me that I belong here and I am a Kiwi. And I'm so proud to represent like this country. And I think they're very proud of that as well. And like seeing my brother and I like growing up here, it's nice for them as well, I guess.